Hello, welcome to my second video about the intro to Python. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Puhalenti, but you can just call me Puho. It's fine. Okay, so in today's video, we will learn about the print function, variables, and comments. So let's dive in. So, what is the print function? So, most of you may be thinking right now, does the print function print something to your printer? Seems like a logical statement, but this isn't what it does in Python. It is actually the most basic function in Python. It's one of the first things you learn about this coding language. So, what does it do? It will print the result into the terminal. For example, let's say you write in the program print 1 plus 1. That will result in 2 because 1 plus 1 is 2. Print 10101. Now it's going to print 10101. So let's just see a basic demo. I'm going to open up my Visual Studio Code. Okay, so I named my file intro to Python and comments.py. So all you have to do is click on file and create a new file. You can name it whatever you want, but remember, just make sure to end the file name in .py. If you did it correctly, then this icon should appear. Okay, so let's do a demo statement. I'm just gonna make a basic code line. I'm just gonna do print. So, here's how you do it. You have to type the word print in, then add a pair of parentheses. After you do that, move your cursor into the middle of the parentheses and click it. Then just type whatever you want. Like, I'm just gonna say, um, uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, now click the run on the top right hand corner, then this should open up. If it doesn't, then if it's like this, then you probably should just drag it. So now you will get something like this. It doesn't matter about the file name. You will get the number that you just entered. So let's try another example. Let's say I wanted to type my name. You can't just type Puho, which is my name, because if you try to do that, it won't let you. What you have to do is write it in a pair of strings or apostrophes. Now type Puho or whatever your name is. Good. It worked. Cool. Now I'm just gonna say print hello. Again, it works. Okay. So here's the that's the basic functions of print. We're going to learn more things you can insert into the pair of parentheses in the next slide. Or in 2 slides, I don't know. Okay. What are variables and how are they important? So, some of you might be thinking now, oh no, middle school algebra is haunting me all over again. No! Huh. Well, you still need some prior knowledge about it, but it isn't really that hard. So, the basic definition of variables is that they are used to store information. It can be any type of information, like your license, no, your phone number, your username, your computer info, or your driver's license. Credit then driver license information. Okay. They're also very, very useful in computer programs. So like when you're trying to write something many times, like 100 times. But there's a faster way to do it. It's using loops, but we're not gonna discuss it in this video. Like let's say you're gonna type the longest name in the whole world 100 times. But now some of you might be thinking, haha, Poohole, we know something called copy and paste. But this time your computer does not copy and paste. It hates you and it does not like copy and pasting for you. So, this is where variables come in. So, let's say I'm just gonna type print Poohole. And then I'm gonna do print Poohole. Remember, your computer does not let you copy and paste. You can't do that 100 times. Writing the name Poohole would be very, very boring. So, here's a way. You're gonna use variables. It's the same syntax as in algebra. You can write any name that you want, any variable name that you want. Like I'm just gonna say x, add an equal sign, and then the name that you want to store. Like I said, I'm gonna do Puho. Now let's run this program. Nothing happens because we didn't print any results. So now let's just do print Puho. Let's see if this returns any errors. Good. So now what we can do is just replace Puho with X. You think this works? Nope, it just prints X. This is because it is denoted as a string. It just thinks this is a string. If you remove it, then type X. Remember when we type Poohole here? And when we ran it, it said name error. Name Poohole not defined. It's because the computer thinks that Poohole is a variable. So, but there's no Poohole anywhere. It ignores the string, but checks the variable. So now let's just save it as X. Print X. Good. It responds Puho. Now, let's just change it here. Let's just say 1 2 3. No, 1 2 3. Good. It responds 1 2 3. So let's just see this. I'm just gonna type print Puho print Puho dot 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 and then print Puho. Let's just say I did this statement 1,000 times. And then your boss, and let's say you work and you had to type this statement 1,000 times and you typed it all right here. And then your boss comes in and says, hey, you had to add an E at the end. How would you feel? You would feel so angry. You had to type E, E, E. This would be very hard to do and it will make you crazy. So here's what to do. Let's just say I named it Puho. And now it's going to use a print statement for X many times. Okay, now I'm going to run it. Remember, you can use the variable as many times as you like. Like I used it, like 13 minus 2, no, 13 minus 1 is 12. I used print X 12 times and it printed Puho 12 times. So now your box comes in and says, well, you have to change it to, you have to add an E at the end. So now all you can do is click this, type E. Now let's see the result. Bam, it changes all of that. So that is very helpful. So now you can see that variables are very helpful. So now another way, we can also use math. Let's say x is 5. Y is x plus 10 and z is equal to y plus no y plus 100. No. Let's just say x is 10, y. No, no, I'm just gonna change it back. It's better. Okay. Now we want to print z. So for those math fans out there, try solving this. It's quite simple. So now you should get the answer as 115. If you don't understand what this means, so I'm going to go through it. X is equal to 5. You can replace x with 5. Then you'll get 5 plus 10, which is 15. So y is 15. So now you can replace y with 15, as you got in this case. So 15 plus 100 is 115. So, amazing. Good. You can also use it with list. Lists are a bit different. So this is what I put here. What can you put in variables? We went through integers, which is all the things. Oh, also forgot. You can also do x is equal to -1. You can add negative number. You can add negative numbers. And when you try, oops, print x, good, prints -1. Okay, so here is a very common pitfall in variables. So let's say you try to name a variable 1 and save it as the number 3. It prints error because it cannot be assigned to this. It cannot be a number. The variable name cannot be a number. So let's say you do this print 1. So the computer has two options to think. It's the one could either be the variable name or the one can just be a separate integer. The computer will get very confused and it does not want to get the stuff wrong. So it just prints an error. So, good. Now, here's another common mistake when making variable names. You cannot use any one of the special symbols with variable names because a computer see they're all in different colors. This is very hard. So let's say I'm just gonna do at no exclamation mark hello and save it as hey there folks. Now I'm gonna print hello. It won't work because any special symbol cannot work. It can be any case like no hello. Let's just see if it runs. Good, no errors. So now, remember when I said you cannot have a number? Well, you cannot have a number then any letter because as you can see, let's just pretend this is a variable name. It's colored in white. And when you try to use it, ASDF is equal to ABCD. If you try to run it, it won't work because there is a 1 in front of it. But here's an advantage. Well, it's not really an advantage, but if you replace it ASDF1, ASDF1, whoops, yeah, that was my fault. Because I accidentally forgot to put the strings. So good, no errors. This means that you can put any integer anywhere, but it cannot be in the front. Here's also another way that can lead to your fall. Python keywords and identifiers. These are famous. Like you can't just name a variable print. Because see it's highlighted in blue. Because Python thinks it's a function. Like the print statement that we used before. You cannot also use for. It's because it's highlighted in purple. This is loops. The thing that you want to use as a variable name, if it's either in white like this, like if it's either in white or any key is white, if it's highlighted in purple, if it's in blue, like this, then you can't use it as a variable name. Okay? Good. So, next is floats. Floats are simple. It's basically this. A is equal to 0.1. It's basically decimals. You can also use adding print a plus 0.9. This should return 1. Good, it returned 1. So that's basically it. Complex numbers. You don't really need to know these because they're really complex. So I'm just going to show a simple demo. Print 5j plus 7. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't really know what these means. Like, it's kind of hard to translate it. But you don't really need to know it for any program. Only very high level. Or I don't even think you need to know it at all. Okay, strings. Well, this is the thing that we've been covering basically the whole time. Print A is equal to hello. B is equal to world. Print A. Now let's just see what happens. Hello. Now let's print B. World. But you can also add two strings, A plus B. Whoops. Hello world. But I want a space. I'm going to add a space here. It's good. Hello world. But remember, you cannot add any number to a string. So I'm just going to do hello plus 1. This returns error, type error. Cannot concatenate string to integer, which means that you can't do it. Okay, then it's list. Lists are quite simple, really. Like, x is equal to, no, I'm just going to name it as fruits, is the variable name, and save it as apple, banana, banana. Okay. And let's see, cranberry. And then maybe, I don't know, dog? No. Orange. Okay. Now let's try to print it out. This is quite fairly simple to understand. Good. It's kind of like a list, like fruits too. But instead of doing apple, banana, cranberry, orange, which one looks easier to understand? Obviously, this one. It's basically a set of strings. Remember, in a list, you can also have numbers 1, 5.9, or 5j plus 9, the complex. No errors. Good. Okay, now it's set. Set is kind of the same thing as list, except the syntax is with curly braces. Like x is equal to curly braces, I, hello, and Python. Now if we try to print it, hello Python hi. But the order was hi hello Python. What's going on? So here's the thing that differs about sets. I mean no, list and set. For sets, it's unordered, which means if you type the stuff unordered, it just automatically orders it for you in a random way. But it works better for numbers like this. Let's just say I have 9, 4, 6, 1, 3, 2, 7. Let's see what this returns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. It ordered it all. Good. But lists don't do that. They just return it in the form that you wanted, which is quite helpful. Tuple. Tuples are basically the same thing as list, except it's with parentheses. It cannot be altered, but list you can change the elements in it. Dictionary. Very simple. So, first thing, it is not a dictionary, but you can make it if you want it to. But I'm not. I hate dictionaries, to be honest. I hate them. Okay. Dictionary. Um, letters is equal to. Remember, this time it's curly braces, but it's very different to sets. So let's say I'm just gonna make A. A is for apple. So as you can see here, A is the key, and apple is the value. So it's kind of like a actual dictionary. So you can, instead of here, you can say um what should I say? Oh, like maybe flower. But here the definition could be flower is a flower. Or the actual definition. Flower is a plant that grows grows on the ground. Typos. So you can name it anything as that. But I'm just gonna do a apple. Remember, to separate it, you must use a colon. Okay? Now you can add another dictionary. No, another set of parent values. B, apple. No, banana. You can add it infinitely long if you want. But if you don't understand that much, it's okay. We're gonna talk about it in another video. So that's, excuse me. That's what we're done with this slide. So now, comments. So, what are comments? Most of you have already known it. So, comments are normal sentences in code. You don't have to have any prior knowledge to understand it. Even a 5-year-old can understand it if they know how to read. It is generally used to make it easier to understand the program. So, let's just see. I'm just going to name a variable x is equal to hello and y is equal to world. And I'm going to do print uh, oops, x plus y. So let's say you just started learning Python and you've seen this code. You wouldn't really understand it that much. So comments help. Like, it's denoted with the hashtag. Then the rest of the line becomes a comment. They're normally ignored by Python. So even if you write like y is no z is equal to this, Python ignores it. You can write setting a variable to x. It can be anything you want. Like for example, um I'm playing Minecraft now. It can be anything you want, but it's very helpful for new people, for people that are just looking a piece of code. Okay, these are single line comments. You can add the comments after an actual piece of code, but remember, after you type the hashtag, anything in this line will become a comment. Once you click enter, it will add a new line, and the next line won't be counted. So you can also add it like this. You can just put it right here in the beginning of a sentence. If you try to do this, it says name x is not defined. But hey, we defined x right here. This is because we set this whole line as a comment. So Python ignores it all. So it says, what the heck is x? Okay, that's basically, I have something else. So these are single line comments. Hello, hello. But there's also something called multi-line comments. But remember, I do not advise using these. Multi-line comments are denoted as this. It can be either triple quotes or triple double quotes. But I like using these. And then two new lines, this. Now you can type whatever you want. ASDF, um, hello, I'm learning Python today. If you run it, it just completely ignores. But I do not like using these type of comments because it wastes your memory. Remember, these are strings. These are called multi-line strings. So let's say I do oops. Let's just say I did this. Hello, hello world. Remember, this is a multi-line comment. It works for as many lines you want, but it will take up memory on your computer. So I do not advise using that. Well, all programs take up memory on your computer because see, as you can see, every single line is highlighted. Every single one because of this. You can close it out by adding the triple brackets. Okay? But remember, I do not advise using it. It's really bad. I'm gonna um, uh, ah, why? Okay. Remember, do not use triple line comments. If you want, you can do it, but I don't advise using it. You can just add a hashtag after every line. Okay. A problem. Okay. This is the last thing we're gonna do. So, here's the problem. You have to make a small program to print the name Arnold Schwarzenegger 10 times, but you should only write it once in your code. Only once. So here it is. Solution will be explained in a few seconds. I recommend you try to attempt the problem first before looking at the solutions. Try to test your own knowledge just in case. I made it easy as possible, but trying to use all the subjects that we learned so far. If you find the answer out, great. If you want, you may look at my solutions to see if mine's easier or if I did it in a different way. So, I'm gonna give you a few seconds to pause the video and try to find it out. Okay, so if you didn't pause the video, you can pause it and try to figure out the answer, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it right now. So, make a small program to print the name Arnold Schwarzenegger. For those of you who don't know, he's the former governor of California. I'm just gonna copy the name. But remember, you have to write it 10 times. But you should only write it but you should only type the name once in your code. So here's the thing. Your first thought before you read this piece of code was to just type print Arnold Schwarzenegger. So to print this name. Next line, print this name. But there's a faster way. I'm just gonna go here. So here's the solution. You go here. I'm just gonna type name as the variable name. And in quotes, I'm gonna type Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm gonna do print name. I'm gonna copy this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the solution. I know, it seems very simple. So let's say if we follow the guidelines, we have to print the name Arnold. We have to print this name 10 times. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we should only write the name once in our code. Yeah, we only see the name once in our code. So let's see if it works. Good, it works. Woohoo! So, for those fans out there, there's actually a faster way, but we're not going to cover it in this video. It's going to be explained in another video. So it goes like this. You can do, this is a loop for I in range. How many times do we want it? 10 times. I in range 10. Print. Ah! Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like run. See, it does the same thing. This is called a loop. So what it does is it goes here for I in range 10. Okay, it starts at 0. It prints. Now it goes to 1, prints. 2, prints. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once it's done 10 times, it exits the loop. So I'm just going to type print. I have completed my lesson. My problem. Now let's see. Good. And it says I have completed my problem. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. No, no. Thank you for sticking around. And I hope you learn a lot in this video. Thank you all for watching and have a great day. Oh wait, quoted from the last video. Smash that like, oh, why do I get so confused? Oh, wait, it's gonna take me to think. Mm, no. Smash that like button and make sure to click subscribe. I don't know. Okay. But just please do those things. I beg you, I beg you, I beg you. Okay. Well, thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye. Oh, and make sure to stick around for the next video. Bye.